right, guys, welcome back. Welcome back. We're on episode 2 of the UFO files. We are diving into the second batch of files. I already got them all pulled up for us. So let's jump right into it. All right, guys. So here are the UFO files. This is this section right here, which was obviously they're released on the same date. But so this is 2 of 17 cover files. Let's dive in. So I'm gonna do this a little bit more organized next time. I'm going to scroll, and I'll let you know what excerpts I read based on scrolling to keep it a little bit shorter and kind of not everywhere like how my first one was. Like I said, I'm gonna tweak it as we go. All right, so let's read this first one. So this is office memorandum. Basically, this is the first page. Okay, so reference is made to my letter to the Bureau dated July 28th, 1947, entitled as above, forwarding a copy of a report furnished to me by Lieutenant Colonel Donald Springer, A2 4th Air Force, Hamilton Field, California, setting forth the results of inquiries made by his office concerning the reported sightings of flying disc. Subject, flying disc, okay, right? From SAC, San Francisco, to Director FBI Attention, Assistant Director DM Ladd, date August 8th, 1947. Okay. As further interest to the Bureau in this regard, there are transmitted herewith photostatic copies of 3 letters dated August 4th, 1947, and entitled Investigation of Flying Disc, furnished to me by Major William R. Graham, Deputy AC of SA2 Army Air Forces, Hamilton Field, California, who is acting in the absence of Lieutenant Colonel Springer, enclosing copies of reports of additional reported sightings of flying discs by persons in Oregon and Arizona, together with the results of their investigation in that regard. It is noted that these investigations were conducted prior to the time Bureau instructions were issued that our own Bureau would conduct inquiries into the reported sightings of flying discs. Copies of these reports are being forwarded to the Portland and Phoenix offices, okay? So Portland, Oregon, okay, and Phoenix, Arizona, for the completion of their files in connection with the subject, okay? So that's the front page, very first page, back, very first page. So now we have the third going into this one. So this is to Director FBI from SAC Newark, flying disc reported at Hackensack, New Jersey, August 3rd, 1947, miscellaneous, August 13th, 1947. So a couple days later, right? References made to the teletype from the Newark division to the Bureau dated August 4th, 1947, stated that a flying disc had been reported to have been seen at Hackensack, New Jersey on August 3rd, last by one Charles Casilia Jr. and William Truex. Charles Casilia Jr., 287 Euclid Avenue, Hackensack, upon interview by Special Agent Arthur F. Williams of this division, stated that on August 3rd, he had been standing with William Truex, a soldier stationed at Fort Dix, observing a ham radio rig atop a 2-story house at Simmons Avenue, Hackensack. It was approximately 7:45, and they were in the vicinity for the purpose of meeting Truex's girlfriend, one Joyce McFarland. Okay. Truex commented to Caselia that a child had apparently lost its balloon. Caselia looked in about a block and a half away, noticed a round black object moving south to north and east of top where he and Truex were standing. Caselia noticed that it was moving too fast to be an ordinary balloon, but he could not discern whether it was globular in form or disc. He said it was about 30 to 40 inches in diameter, moving north in a horizontal plane about 200 yards above the top of the hill. At Summit Avenue and Simmons Avenue, it proceeded at a steady rate, emitted no rays, and was moving fast enough to require them to turn their heads steadily in order to follow it. Truex's girlfriend came out about 15 seconds after they'd first sighted it. They pointed it out to her, and she said that it looked like a bird on the horizon, so small it faded out of sight shortly thereafter. Casilla said that a line drawn along its apparent course of flight would go from the vicinity of Bendix, New Jersey, to a point west of Westwood, New Jersey. Casilla also said that a man on the porch across the street also noticed it and pointed it out to the woman. Casilla said that this man excited but did nothing about it. Casilla said that he was positive it was no optical illusion. He was not facing into the sun and saw the object clearly. He also said that he would have thought nothing of it except for the speed at which it was traveling. Okay. So yeah, dude, I'm gonna skip a couple of these reports because I'm tired of reading. But dude, this is insane. I'll leave this up on the screen for a second so you can pause the video and read it. And I'll come down here do the same thing for y'all. So yeah, we're just gonna keep scrolling through a little bit. You know, I'm gonna let you. I'm like I said, I'm gonna stop it on where you can pause it and read it, but I'm gonna scroll through a couple. I'll read this one right here. There is an attachment memorandum setting forth pertinent information received by Detroit office from Raymond Edward Lane and Miss Laura Lane relative to flying disc. Okay, it is recommended that this material be personally delivered by the liaison section to the appropriate contact in the War Department. Okay. Wow. Oh, this is battered, but okay, let's read this. This one looks interesting. Information was received from the Dow Chemical Company. Well, I'm going to read it to myself and you guys can pause it and do what you do. So, dude, like, see, that's the thing. It's like, see, flying, now it's flying saucers. 7/21, 1947. Okay, so Illinois may have information concerning the origin of the flying saucers. B, copy of report flying saucers, which were observed by 4 witnesses while in flight in 2 airplanes over southern Wisconsin, mapped with indications as to proximity of the locations where the flying saucers were reported to have been seen in relation to Lily Lake, Illinois, that at the time. Two, in the review of the fact slash the observation of the flying saucers was made corresponds closely with the date of the unassigned telegram and considering the proximity of Lily Lake to the points where the objects were observed. It is requested that Mr. Shaver be investigated to determine whether or not he has information pertaining to the origin of flying saucers. Okay. For further details concerning flying discs, suggest immediate contact of Mr. F. Shaver, Lily Lake, Illinois, who may have important information. Okay, see. The fuck? Hmm. Yeah, so this thing was moving, bro. It's just a lot of reading for me, guys. So, like I said, I'm just scrolling through it, reading little excerpts here and there. But for you guys, of course, I will pause it. I will scroll by. Okay, Federal Bureau of Investigation. Let's see. Okay, dear phone. I'd. Oh, there we go. Tired of human nonsense, won't await atomic war, disrupting order, solar system, so sent flying disc, and will set up world order under Martians late this year. What? There it is. The world order. Tired of human nonsense, won't await atomic war, disrupting order, solar system, so sent flying disc, and will set up world order under Martians late this year. There you go. Calling decoders. What page did I just read this on, though? Page 40, guys. Okay. I wish to acknowledge receipt of your letter. Enclosure dated July 10, 1947. I have instructed Special Agent in charge of our New York office to have a special agent call upon you for the purpose of obtaining further information connecting with this matter. Your interest in calling information to my attention is indeed appreciated. Sincerely yours, J. Edgar Hoover. J. Edgar Hoover. Of course. So yeah, dude, it looks like potentially, guys, it could potentially be. They always say Roswell was like a byproduct of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So when apparently when we dropped those two nukes over there, that's when like UFOs sightings really spiked. So maybe the nukes, that's like he said, they don't want the nuclear war like messing some stuff up the solar system. So maybe they were like, yeah, no, never again. So here's another office memorandum. Let you guys pause and read that. Let you guys read that as well. I'm gonna skip the super long ones, but like I said, they're accessible, and I'm gonna stop. Okay. Okay, flying disc between 9:30 and 9:45 p.m. last night amongst 19th Mr. and Mrs. H. Hedstrom, 3rd Avenue North Twin. Whoa. What are the odds I stop at this? What are the odds I stop at this? Okay, so let's read this because I live in Idaho. I live in Cuna, though. I don't. Twin Falls is a little bit past Mountain Home Air Force Base, which is crazy. Flying disc between 9:30 and 9:45 p.m. last night, August 19th, Mr. and Mrs. H. Hedstrom, 3rd Avenue North, Twin Falls, Idaho, while sitting on the front porch with Mrs. Henry Schultz, observed an object resembling a flying saucer traveling very rapidly from southeast to northern section of the city. About 10 minutes later, all of these individuals saw 10 similar objects proceeding rapidly in the same direction in the form of a triangle. As this group of objects was about to disappear in the overcast sky, three of the objects on the left flank peeled off and proceeded in a northerly direction. The remaining objects in the triangular formation appeared to close ranks and continue in a northeasterly direction. 3 to 5 minutes later, these individuals saw another group of three objects proceeding in the same direction, again in the shape of a triangle. 3 to 5 minutes later, informants observed another group consisting of from 5 to 6 objects again in a triangular formation proceeding rapidly in this. A few minutes so their large group of objects estimated. That's crazy, dude. This was in Idaho. Okay. Triangular formation between 20 and 25 meters. See, yeah, okay. See, two. Formations. See, I knew stuff be happening in Idaho. Part of Army Air Forces, which expand these from. Wait. Okay, let's go back to this. Prediction. Okay. None of these observers heard any sound as the above object special should the investigation continue in line with Bureau instructions containing Bureau Bulletin number 42, paragraph B, dated July 30 last. In Event Bureau. Possession of any information activities on part of Army Air Forces which may explain these phenomena. Advice would be greatly appreciated. It is believed continued appearance of such objects without official result in hysteria or panic in Twin Falls, Bannister. Okay, yeah. Flying discs. Extensive inquiries at Army Air Forces revealed that no research or experiments were being conducted by AAF in the vicinity of Twin Falls, Idaho on or about August 19th. In the event your sources in the Army, Navy, or Air Forces indicate otherwise, advise the Bureau promptly. Okay, so it wasn't the military, guys. I told you Twin Falls is pretty close to Mountain Home, and Mountain Home is about, I think, like 45 minutes from me. 45 minutes east from me right now. So, dude, that's insane. Okay, let's read this next one. Or you guys can read this next one. I'm definitely skipping all the cursive ones. I'll let you guys read it. I'll start from here and go down though. I'm not gonna lie, I can only read some people's cursive. Some people's cursive is too sloppy for me to read. I mean, that cursive is pretty neat, but all right, I'll read this one. References made to Burrough Burlington number 42, series 1947, dated July 30th, 1947. RE the above for the Bureau's information of Miss June Anderson of Soybrook, Illinois, reported to this office the finding of a flying disc in her front yard at 6 a.m. on July 26, 1947. It appears from investigation conducted by an agent of this office that the stability of June Anderson is questionable. However, the alleged flying disc was obtained and is apparently the concoction of some of the juveniles in that area. It is an old wooden platter which has assembled on it a silver plate, a spark plug, a timer, and some old brass tubing. Photographs were taken of the same, and there are 6 views enclosed herewith. No doubt this was someone's idea of a prank. The disc is presently being retained by Springfield office and will be retained pending receipt of the Bureau. Okay. Advice. Well, let me see a picture of it. What the hell? Okay. It's a flying disc found in Cerberus. Okay. We'll go slow chat. I'll zoom in for y'all. Okay, reference to your letter. Dude, all this shit is going on in Oregon and Idaho and Arizona and all these places, Nevada. Oh my god, that looks terrible, chat. So okay, so this file is all about flying saucers, it looks like. Just reporting the flying disc. This is insane, right? Okay. I'm definitely not reading on to that, but I'm skimming. States he observed about 5:15 p.m. 11 instant an object similar size to with a balloon which appeared to be made of aluminum and some other bright metal traveling rapidly northeast to southeast over Portland at an estimated 10,000 feet. Object veered to south and disappeared in the distance in approximately 1 minute. Also observed by patrolman H.S. Rainey, driver of Jenkins' car, and possibly by other Portland police officers. A small article appeared in Portland newspaper, the Oregonian, concerning this 12th instant investigation being conducted. Okay. And attention liaison secretary. In answer to a verbal request of your Mr. S.W. Reynolds, a complete survey of research activities discloses that the Army Air Force has no project with the characteristics similar. See, bro, the military ain't got nothing to do with it. I don't know what that means, but so yeah, it's all about flying disc and stuff. You have flying disc flying over everywhere, but they keep asking the military if the military's doing it, and they keep telling us they're not doing it. So I don't know what that means. Like, let's go read that. And then you just have these guys fucking pushing paperwork across the country every day. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna go right here. Stop right here for a second. Let you guys read this again. Let you guys read the bottom half. And then I'm gonna pause this right here because I'm gonna take a quick break. All right, guys, we are back. We are back. So we're gonna continue on. We're on. Okay, so this is document 138 out of 194. So we're almost done. Like I said, I'm gonna save more of the reading towards the end, and I'm just gonna pause these screens for y'all so y'all can read it. But dude, this is so crazy that this stuff is going on, like, and it's been going on for years and years and years. For now they're like, and now everything's just about control, just like that. Like it said, new world order or new order or something. But it's like, bro, ooh, carrying disc fragments in the plane. Okay, right there. All right, flying disc news item in Salt Lake Tribune of 10th instant reflects the eighth different people at Logan, Utah reported seeing three different flights of flying discs between 10:40 and 11:10 p.m. Monday. Eighth instant investigation being conducted and Bureau will be advised. Okay, so again, bro, it's happening all on this side of the world. That's crazy. Long Island, New York. Cough, cough. What is that movie? Stranger Things. Look at this investigating shit. The Crescent Headquarters Air Defense Command reference. Flying deaths first reported in this Area 24. Okay. Washington. Unidentified reported 9 July 1947 at approximately 1277 near Boise, Idaho by David N. Johnson, aviation editor, Idaho Daily Statesman. Okay. Boise, unidentified objects reported by Captain E.J. Smith, United States Airlines pilot, 4 July 1947, 8 minutes out of Boise, Idaho. Palm Springs. That's insane, dude. That's crazy. That's crazy. This stuff is happening right now. This stuff is happening. So guys, like it goes to show like people aren't crazy, bro. I know people say they see stuff in the sky and whatever, but there you go. It's happening all over. Okay. Dude, so a lot. See, this whole section was Idaho. This whole section. On July 12, 1947, Captain Smith of United States Airlines was interviewed at Boise Municipal Airport, Boise, Idaho. Captain Smith was passing through Boise on a scheduled flight at the time and had a 20-minute stopover. Captain Smith reiterated the statements originally made by him to the press as what had been seen in the late evening of July. Minutes outside of the route, Boise. It was an opinion of the interview due to the position that Captain Smith occupies. He would be very strong convinced that he actually saw flying disc before he would open himself for the ridicule attached to a report of this type. See, bro. dark file. That's pretty cool. Okay. See, bro, it's just like people are seeing shit in the sky. All right, so the last slide is a newspaper clipping. So yeah, guys, that's part 2 of this video. I know that's kind of boring because I don't really say much, but it's now we could talk about it. I mean, geez, OP, man, like a lot of this stuff was going down in Idaho, California, Arizona, Oregon, Washington, like this same thing, flying saucer / flying disc. They call it into the Air Force. The Air Force knows nothing about it. Like, it's crazy, guys. Like, I don't know. Like, it's apparent there's something, right? It's very apparent that there's something. We don't know what it is, but we got the stuff right here that's telling us, like, it's kind of nudging us in the right direction. Just they said they're going to be dropping more throughout the week, so we might not even get to the 17 that's already out. So, all right, guys. So we're gonna end this video here. It's just crazy that all this stuff has been going on since like the 40s, right? The 1940s, whatever. But we'll post this video probably tonight or tomorrow, and then yeah, we'll have part 3 coming up right behind that. So catch you guys later. Peace.
It's shit like Simon says, what I say go, my goods be doing the most.